Oh no, that's no good, but check it out. We have a tree across the road. Might not be hard to tell, but anyway, we've arrived at Bemm River, and that is right at the entrance to Bemm. So I've just driven around it, but interesting event number one for the day. There we go. I've had issues with my gear all morning. So awkwardly, I reckon I've been talking to myself for the last hour. But... oh, he's got me. He's got me tangled up. He's that way. Let's go over the power pole. This here on the left looks like... oh, right. Here we go. Yeah. Right, so you can't wipe the smile off my face. I've turned up at Bemm and the weather is awesome. We've got a little bit of cloud over the top. A couple of guys have turned up to fish as well. So the Victorian fishing ban finished 6 hours ago at 6 AM. I woke up at 3 to make it happen. I'm so pumped. Today it's just going to be about getting out and getting some fish, getting some currency back in, some time in the water. I've got a couple of new things on the boat that I'll have check out, but today I'm going to talk through on what I'm doing and hopefully get some fish. Water levels are up again. That tells me it's closed. It's had a lot of rain and the fish should be biting. I just saw a trailer come out of the water and there's grass all over it as the first couple of boats launch. Anyway, super excited. Let's get into it. You know, it's funny, I mentioned before that you couldn't wipe a smile off my face this morning, and that smile gets bigger and bigger. There's a couple of things that have got me really happy. You know, every time turning the sounder on for the first time in a couple of months, you know, strapping the GoPro on, putting the rods in the sockets on either side of this kayak. Real small things that are making me happy. Yeah, cool. So we're about 5.5 foot here, broken weed. See these markers, red markers here? They're right next to the launch that's behind me. Not an unpopular spot for a bit of fishing, hey. A lot of guys stop around here on their way back to the weigh-in from comps and seem to do okay. So on the sounder I can see broken weed patches. You can kind of see it there. This here on the left looks like not much, like a bit of a muddy bottom, and this is broken weed on the right there. You can see it kind of coming through on the down scan overlay there. So I'm just going to work the edge here on that and see if I can get something. Nothing at the red boy today. I am going to head over to the mouth. Speak in a sec. So awkwardly, I reckon I've been talking to myself for the last hour, but we've launched out at the boat ramp here at Bemm, and I've headed out to these two red markers that are over on the right hand side. Got one hook up on a plastic. 2, 3. There we go. Oh, right, but was immediately bumped off. Now then I tested my leader and it kept popping, and that would make sense. It's been on the line for 6 weeks, sitting in the back of the car. It's probably expired, so I went off and changed the leader, and I've come to another spot. So some of you guys might recognize this area here. It is the Bemm River entrance that goes upstream, not the one that goes to the sea, but on the edges here on the left side and, you know, the right side, there's some typical banks that hold some fish. I'm in 3 foot of water at the moment, and the thing that I've noticed it's been a while since I fished here, but the thing that I've noticed is that we've got a lot of weed over the top on the 3 foot mark. Now I've got two options. I'm going to throw the shallow diver on the new Veritas rod that I picked up from Hot Tackle, and they're doing their Instagram sales and whatnot, so I'll give that a bit of a blat. And then I'm also going to throw a bent minnow over the top to see if I can get something to pull out of these weed beds. Come on, little fishies, you want to bite? A few little touches, no real fish yet. Not looking good. I'm just scanning to see if I'm disturbing fish, and whilst you might not be able to see it because of the colour of the water, I've got some polarised glasses on so I can see through it, and I'm getting no movement. Now that's going to tell me that it doesn't look like the fish are here. If we don't get anything on this little corner in the edge here. I'm back to throw plastics in a little bit deeper, I think. So I've just stopped, thrown a plastic over the edge, see if they want something on the bottom. Some slow hops, it's on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, slow lift. Right, we found something that they're taking. Not a big guy, but give me a little bit of weight. He hasn't really run. Lots of head shakes. Nana drag going on. There's nothing he can bust me off on, so haven't really had to apply a lot of pressure. Oh, there you go, there's the first little bit. Yeah, little guy. Nice way to open the account. I've got to say, it's taken a little while. It's effing bloody 9 o'clock. Oopsie. Now you might ask why I go with the hand over the net. The net tendency is to split these fins at the back here. You might see fish in photos with split fins back here. And that's generally a function of these nets that are a little bit old. This one's only a few months old, but if I can pick a fish up like that, I generally prefer to. Now this guy chased the soft plastic a little bit to try and get there. He'd be legal size, maybe low 31, 32, not the biggest fish. So I am just going to test the live well out, make sure everything is working fine. So for the moment, he's staying in here. Live well's still working, which is good. Cool. Battery's on, live well's good. And he's going to stay in there. This that just got tangled up for me is my Hydra wave that's not on at the moment. Don't need it. Probably should have it on since it's been a slow morning, but we'll see how we go. So there is the lure. A couple of wraps around. Let's have a look at the lure to see if we are done for, and we are. Yeah, there's a rip all the way around it. Oh, he's gotten off. What if he'll come back? Come back for a second hit. Maybe he had some friends. Oh, yep, small ones, I guess. See if this gets followed up. I got chumped. Got chumped, all right. So we're kind of onto him at the moment. Maybe I don't have a sharp hook. Maybe it's not in their mouth. Maybe I'm too early. I feel like that's happening because I'm not current. I feel like that's happening because I haven't done it in a while. I haven't fished in a little while. Car keys are in this jacket, so make sure it doesn't go overboard. Get behind you. I don't need 2 buffs on this morning. Had them on because it was single digits when I got out of the car. Nice now. Oop. Yeah, they're here. 1, 2. How good is that? I love that. I love when that happens, mate. Good morning. Found him. Finally found him. Oh, it's a flatty. You're going home, buddy. You are coming home with me. You are food. Mrs. Bradshaw L, a work colleague, loves fish, and this is hers. But what I'm going to do is switch over to another rod and see how that goes. I got a new Veritas 3-piece travel rod in the mail of the Hot Tackle guys that were doing like an Instagram story sale, and the deal was really good, so I decided to pick it up. I'm going to disassemble this bad boy, take the line leader off it, stick it on the other rod and see how we go. Feels good. Cranking cranks. I had straight through 3 pound on it. Good job. Not bad. All right, so here goes the Stella. A little bit disproportionate. We have a $1,000 reel on a mid-range travel rod. Yet very affordable, I might add. Very, very affordable. I want to say that the deal they had these on was for about $100. I don't quite remember. Sorry guys if I'm shortchanging you there. It might have been cheaper, it might have been a little bit more expensive, but I don't quite remember. But $100 mailed to you. I thought that was actually quite a good deal. You know, with rod postage and whatnot, you know, that's 20 odd bucks or so. So delivered to your door. I was a happy man. So the grip's quite nice, feels a little bit different to what I'm used to. Nice short butt on it too. It's probably indicative with travel rods. But that bud, oop. All right, first fish, how does it feel? Feels okay. Nice tip action, good bend in the rod. Lots of give, don't mind that at all. Right, so it's a little Brembo, nothing too big, but rod felt quite nice, really nice and stable. That's the rod there, Veritas, Abu Garcia Travel 3-piece rod. Really nice angle in it when the fish came up. Oh, sorry, when the fish was on it. Feels kind of cool actually. I do like it. I think I've actually set the guide slightly off center, to be honest. They're ever so slightly off to the left. Drifting through a spot that I've seen before that's worked out all right. There we go. Whoop. And the ever faithful camo Nemesis that I do like using for Brimbos. Man, I'm just too tempted. Keep seeing that whenever a return comes up, I'm like, oh look, there's a fish. There is a fish. Always got to remember that it's Bemm River. Like, look at that. School of 15 fish. A dozen of them maybe. Just sitting there. A couple of bigger returns than the others. Look, there's another dozen. And you're back that way. Same on the Lawrence. Neck minute. How good is that? Neck minute. Little small one again. Look at the rod. Nice kind of even bend around. Quite stiff here though. I will give it that, just a general comment. There's a lot of movement in that top tip, that top third. The other thing I'm watching off in the distance here is there's some low clouds. Check that out. Low clouds there probably mean rain. That stuff's going to miss me, but the stuff over here behind it. Another small fish. Another small fish, saw him. What's the solution? Let's move. Righto, we've turned up, first cast, one in, bang. Another small one. A little bit bigger, about the same size as my first one. It's doing the job, doing the job. Yeah. He didn't like it. Oh, it's around my kayak. Oh, he's got me tangled up. Jeez, he's getting a face full of kayak right now. Right, so how am I going to do this? He's that way. Let's go over the power pole. There we go. We've got a whole bunch of line. Oh no, there we go. We've got some weed and snotweed all over it. It's funny. Still a nice ride. I'm not going to go chasing him. He's fine. The rod's taking the weight nicely. I'm in no rush. Good Taylor. Good Taylor. Come on. Get near. Oh. Right, so as I netted the fish, the camera on there died, so that was kind of good timing. So chopper Taylor, be careful of the teeth. Obviously, we all know that the teeth are kind of sharp, so I'm just going to get in here with the jig head, pop that bad boy out, and look at that. That's a Yeah, good. So, good day today. I've got to tell you, I committed a bit of a sin. You can't get the smile off my face, but I committed a bit of YouTubing sin. I ran out of batteries, GoPro. I went through 4 of them by the time it was, I know, 10:30 or 11 o'clock I ran out, and then I found fish, would you believe it or not. So here's the shots of me holding the fish so that you believe that I actually found them, but man, it was off the hook. So I probably ended up with about 30 odd fish today, about 5 of them. My best 5 going about between 850 to 950 grams. It didn't crack the kilo mark, I don't think, today. The Bemm River, mate, the mecca of brimming. Every time I come here, it is just nuts, it's insane. You know, the local people here are awesome. I'm gonna go into town and see if I can purchase something from the local store just to support the network here. But look, tomorrow I'm probably gonna head around Meetung to see what's going on around there, or somewhere closer in terms of Gippsland Lakes, maybe Hollands or something. I'll work that out tomorrow. Nonetheless, thanks for joining me.